Good morning and welcome to Missoula Real Estate Today. This is Denny Bedard. Missoula Real Estate Today is presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. Diane's been working with buyers and sellers in the Missoula market for over 25 years and shares her insights on the local housing market. Along with her trusted partners, Diane provides complete service for your real estate transaction and brings us guests who provide useful information on industry-related topics and trends. And now, Missoula Real Estate Today on News Talk, KGVO. Hey, we thank you so much for being a part of Missoula Real Estate Today. A happy Mother's Day weekend to one and all. Diane Beck not with us, but as always, sent a mighty fine guest to be on Missoula Real Estate Today this week. It's Linda McCarthy. Linda is Executive Director of the Missoula Downtown Association. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Denny. It's great to see you and really nice to catch up. And I'm really honored to be here today and looking forward to our conversation.
And you're knocking on the door of a kind of a milestone anniversary, aren't you?
I guess you reminded me of that when I walked in the door today. I guess I'm moving into the old age club.
Coming up on 20 years as
20 years with the organization. Yeah. Was
it kind of now you and I have known each other prior to that. We know each other from your University of Montana sports information days back in the 90s when we started working together. But this position, was it kind of a leap of faith when you took the position, or did you have a pretty good understanding of what the position entailed?
I did not have an understanding of what the position entailed. It was a leap of faith is a really great way to describe it. I had a great career with Grizzly Athletics.
Sure.
I worked there for 14 years and felt like it was time for a change. And I had actually had a couple of job offers at Northern Arizona University and with USA Track and Field, and moving to Indianapolis or Flagstaff was just really not in my cards.
Okay.
And that was when Tom Gallagher, my husband, and I were just starting to get together. So it was a career opportunity in Missoula, and at the time, the Downtown Association was just the only organization. It was a very small organization. It was a one-person office with about $150,000 a year budget. And I don't know if you remember, but we had just had the Sammy Hagar concert in Caras Park, which created a ton of chaos with the neighborhood, noise, issues from concerts in Caras Park. And the city had put a moratorium on concerts. And so it was kind of an interesting start.
Well, we'll start with the basics here. What does the Missoula Downtown Association do? What is your business model and your mission?
So the Missoula Downtown Association is a private nonprofit membership-based organization. It's been around since 1975. It's focused on promoting and showcasing downtown businesses and beautifying our downtown. So we built and manage Caras Park. We do the majority of the festivals and events that take place there. We do the Out to Lunch Summer Series, Downtown Tonight, Roots Fest, Brew Fest. We do the Downtown Gift Card Program, the flower baskets, the banners, etc. But there's other organizations that we run out of our office too. The Business Improvement District was created in 2005. It's the property owner organization, and that organization is focused on clean and safe and common area maintenance and management and economic development. So the BID is funded through property owners, ratepayers, and we serve that organization too. And then the third organization that we run out of our office is the Missoula Downtown Foundation, which is our 501c3 fundraising organization. So under the umbrella of the Downtown Missoula Partnership, which employs me and our staff, we operate 3 different organizations out of our office.
Wow. Well, at least you have a staff now. We'll let you talk about them later in the show. But at least you probably feel this way sometimes, but you're not a one-woman operation anymore.
No.
And you've kind of answered my next question. Obviously, duties evolve over the years, right? You've experienced some changes in your personal position guide, some of which you just said as an example, but there's probably a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot happening downtown, and through something called the Downtown Master Plan, these 3 organizations have come together to really elevate downtown Missoula as the place where people want to be. So, we have our downtown clean team that's cleaning and sweeping the streets and chipping ice off the ADA ramps. we have our maintenance crew. Excuse me.
Sure.
We have our maintenance crew that does all of the garbage removal, graffiti removal, plows the alleys, does hot water power washing. We have a dedicated downtown police officer who patrols downtown. We have a dedicated downtown ambassador who provides hospitality services for our community. We do a lot of placemaking. So in addition to flowers and banners, we've done a lot of improvements to Karis Park, and we helped with the Light Our Bridges project. And, we did the painted pianos in the public right-of-way.
Oh, yeah.
And then we also, as the Downtown Association, last year we sold, $350,000 in downtown gift cards that goes right back into the pockets of our MDA member businesses. We're doing retail activities and events. We're doing business recruitment and retention. We have a lot of new businesses moving into downtown, a lot of, office businesses, retail, restaurant businesses, hotels. So through all the things that we do, we're implementing, the downtown master plan. And over the course of the last year, we've been updating our downtown master plan. So when you're ready, we can talk about that.
Well, and first, you take a little sip of water and relax. I'll let everybody know that you're listening to Missoula Real Estate Today. That's presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. And our guest, Linda McCarthy, Executive Director of the Missoula Downtown Association. I assume a lot of the examples you just gave me are part of the master plan, because like everything else, that's probably one of those under that umbrella that keeps growing, evolving, developing, because new situations are cropping up all the time.
Right. So when we did the first ever downtown master plan, it was a comprehensive vision for the future of our community. We got it approved in 2009. And over the course of 10 years, we focused on implementation. And implementation is not just our responsibility. It's the responsibility of our entire community. So we have a lot of partnerships with the city of Missoula, Missoula County, the Missoula Redevelopment Agency, the Missoula Parking Commission, the Missoula Economic Partnership, Destination Missoula. And, we were able to implement about 70% of the recommended actions in the original plan. So last year, we came to the conclusion that it's really time for us to update the community's vision. And over the course of the last year, we have engaged almost 3,000 individuals in different meetings and surveys and presentations and neighborhood council meetings to really get their input on, what do they see the future of our city center over the course of the next 10 or 15 years. So Downtown Missoula won the Heart of America Neighborhood Award along a couple years ago, and we've done a lot of work in terms of investment, safety and security, cleanliness. We have one of the cleanest downtowns, in the Pacific Northwest, and working with both the private sector and the public sector to do improvements across the spectrum that make people really want to be downtown.
If you have to make a pitch to somebody as to why they should invest in downtown Missoula, and I guess when I say invest in a prospective business owner, a building buyer,
Sure.
something like that, put it in that category. What are some of the other highlights when you have to make a presentation like that?
Well, some of the things that sets downtown Missoula apart is the people. And when you walk down the streets of downtown Missoula, people look you in the eye and they say hello. They care about you. We are very much of a locally owned business district. We really don't have hardly any national brands or chains. And that's, by the nature of who we are as a community. Downtown Missoula is where you connect with people. It's where you go when you want to see your neighbors and want to, engage with your community. When you come downtown on a Saturday morning, you'll see thousands of people,
right,
roaming the streets. And so a lot of it's about activity. We have a beautiful, healthy, vibrant river that runs through the heart of our community. And, over 10 years ago, we removed the Milltown Dam. And so river recreation has completely, exploded in terms of amazing things to do. And then, you see somebody like Nick Chakota who comes in and builds this amazing entertainment environment that everybody in Missoula and beyond can really enjoy. So all of a sudden, people want to be downtown. We have a lot of tech growth. We have growth in retail, food and beverage. We have more people wanting to live downtown, so we're seeing a lot more investment and development in the residential space. We have, build out of the old Sawmill District, which is a $250 million investment in the city center. It's just been amazing what's happened over the last 10 years.
My next question was going to be about some of the current development projects that are going on you're excited about. But I guess I got to thinking about when we first started the show 10 minutes ago that you've been on the job 20 years or pretty close to it, and kind of took a leap of faith when it started. But can you think back to the early days of your career with the Missoula Downtown Association? Was there a project or a development going on then or shortly after you started that you kind of look back and go, wow, that was really one of the first, not one of the first steps, but that was a big step for us back then.
Catalytic projects is what we call them.
Okay.
So when I started back in 1999, there really wasn't a lot going on. We just finished building Karis Park Pavilion, the permanent pavilion, in 97. So there was definitely some ramp up of activity in that space. And the Orange Street Bridge got done shortly thereafter. And then the Bank Street Garage and Pocket Park. But none of them were really catalytic. And, when I started, it was the Bon Marché, and they were talking about leaving, and, we were contemplating, what would that look like?
Yeah.
We got into a great community discussion over the West Broadway Road Diet, and it was a very conflicting issue because some people wanted it and some people didn't. And then, the economy tanked right after we approved the original master plan. And everybody had to hunker down. So, North Higgins didn't look very vibrant. People weren't investing. Businesses were closing. We had a vacancy rate of about 25% downtown. And it wasn't a great place to be. A lot of panhandling, that kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, then let's my guest is Linda McCarthy, Executive Director of the Missoula Downtown Association, on Missoula Real Estate Today, presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. Now, okay, Linda, let's get back to the present. Some of the current development projects that you are excited about that are going on right now in downtown Missoula. What's just eye-popping to you?
There's a lot going on downtown right now. We have about $850 million of investment taking place. A lot of that is transportation investment. So you look at Orange Street Interchange, Van Buren Street Interchange, Madison Bridge a couple of years ago, Russell Street Bridge happening right now, currently an ADA project where, we're redoing all of the street corners to make downtown more accessible. They're working on the Broadway corridor right now. And then, of course, next year we have the Higgins Bridge redecking, which will be, about a year-long project. So that's transportation,
Sure.
Some of the commercial investment, of course, everybody's been talking about the new Missoula Mercantile.
Right.
And the Residence Inn by Marriott. They are just blowing it out the door with business, and everybody feels it right now. They've been at about 90% occupancy since they opened. And then we have 9 new businesses moving into the first floor, building out their commercial spaces right now. You look at, from a housing perspective, the Rome student housing on East Front Street. We have lots of new students living downtown, so that's brought a new vibrancy to that area. We have a couple new floors of parking in that building. We have some new hotels coming online, the AC at the Firestone corner, Main and Patty. Across the street, they're going to do a Lark Lake Hotel in the old Days Inn site. You've got the library coming out of the ground. They're on about floor 3 right now, so it's really transforming what's happening in that area. And then you have a lot of housing projects happening right now down in the old Sawmill District. The Sawyer student housing scheduled to open this fall. Cambium Place, which just opened up. You've got some movement in the marketplace. The Zach's coming downtown, opening up this summer on West Main Street. Conflux Brewery just opened last August. They're doing great business right now. So there's a lot of investment going on.
You know what I like about Old Sawmill District? Well, first off, Leslie Weatherby is a buddy, but when you're driving down, I guess it's still considered Wyoming, isn't it? When you're driving down Wyoming and you get to right in the middle of Old Sawmill District, it's like this brand new little town within the town, isn't it? It's been
transformative. If you remember, it was a mill. Were you here when it burned to the ground?
Sure.
And then we had all kinds of crime and transients living in that area. And then the city came in and partnered with, Ed Weatherby and his team. And, they cleaned up all of that. They spent $10 million cleaning it up, building out the parks, the trails,
Silver
the curbs,
Park,
the
yeah.
streets, the lighting, the trees, all the public infrastructure. And then, Ed comes in with his team and he builds out Poly Square. He builds out Cambion Place. He's got a lot more to do. He's, we're very lucky that he's made the decision to invest in our community. And he's part of our community. He lives here.
Right.
So it's been really fun to see that grow. And they've just done a great job down there.
Yeah, Leslie hasn't been on the program in a while. I imagine Leslie Weatherby will, hopefully we can get her in sometime soon on Missoula Real Estate Today and give us some updates. And I hope Diane won't be, when I was asking you about some of the new businesses going in and everything in downtown, I hope Diane won't get mad at me if I throw in kind of a free commercial. But I will anyway. Just best of luck to my good friend Peter Kern, who just relocated the bicycle hangar in his new location across from Warden's Market down on that end of Higgins. So
so he was on East Main Street, and then he is now in the building formerly known as Zimmerino's and Flathead Brewing Company. And he just opened up last month on North Higgins. And, that whole area of North Higgins really has been transformed since we did the 2010 improvement project where we have the single lane center turn lane, the protected bike lanes, and then the historical lighting. It's really been fun to see our retailers coming together and doing more of the flower pots, planning out the bulb outs, doing the decorative lighting. It's been really fun working with our retailers to do those kinds of improvements.
Yeah. So there, Peter, you get your free commercial from me right there, but on Diane and Linda's time. You're not a realtor, but you're on a real estate show, and I assume that people approach you about available properties, and you probably at least have a ready list, whether or not you're comfy with going into details on them. But I got to believe that you're the executive director of the Missoula Downtown Association. Everybody knows who Linda McCarthy is. I got to believe those kind of things happen. People approach you and say, "Hey, what do you know
every
about
week?"
Yeah, sure.
It's part of what we do. That's why we have a business development
it?
director. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's anybody who knows more about what's happening downtown than the people who work in our office. And they're the ones that are really connecting people to property, connecting people to business, connecting business to property. That's what we do. So just yesterday, I had somebody call looking for 8,000 square feet of office space. Guess what? We don't have it right now. We have spaces that still need to be built out. But if you're looking for 8,000 square feet of office space, it's really hard to find a place that's readily available right now. And we've had a lot of new buildings put, into the place. So, First Interstate Bank, it was finished, I think, in 2011. So it isn't that old.
Right.
ClassPass just moved in there. They've got 140 employees, and they're already have outgrown their space, and they built out the whole floor. You've got, the Garlington building. I think that was finished around the same time, maybe 11, 12, 13. All of those upper floors are filled. You have the Stockman Bank building at the corner of Broadway and Orange. They just opened a little over a year ago. And, they still have a floor or a floor and a half to sell, but it needs to be built out. So the tenant improvements still need to happen. The Florence building, there's been a lot of movement in the Florence building, a ton of growth in that space. There's really very little space available on those upper floors. But we do track that. We have on our website at MissoulaDowntown.com properties available for lease for sale. We do both commercial and residential. So there are lots of small offices available, little spaces or, spaces that are good for maybe 1 or 3 employees. But there's a lot of people who want to be downtown, a lot of growth and a lot of desire to be part of what's happening.
Well, yeah, and the example you used, if you're looking for 8,000 square feet, that's not a small business.
No.
Probably a lot of people looking at that. What about, I guess, say clothing and food service? Those come to mind. There's those first things that jump in my head. I imagine there's still a lot of, probably even more so, more interest and inquiries about facilities for businesses like that.
We have very little vacancy rate in the retail and food and beverage area, too. You saw Copperopolis close up earlier. We've got a medical spa moving in there. That's on Higgins Avenue. The Merck building has 9 retail spaces. I think 6 of them will be food and beverage. 3 of them will be retail. We're seeing some retail relocation movement in the marketplace. We have a project down on South Higgins. where Hunting and Gathering used to be that's under
Right.
construction. And, I believe it's a spec project. I'm not sure they have tenants available for that, but they've got 2 locations there,
Right.
open and available. And so we have lots of space filled. And again, you can find, that kind of space on our website under properties available.
This is Missoula Real Estate Today, presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate and our special guest, Linda McCarthy, Executive Director of the Missoula Downtown Association. Linda, what about trends? And I don't just mean Missoula's downtown, because you obviously keep in the loop and you stay connected with a lot of other downtown communities in markets similar to Missoula in terms of population, demographics, and whatnot, but bigger and smaller too. Are there any trends that you see in downtowns that you're either excited about or you're thinking, oh gosh, I hope Missoula doesn't start to go that direction?
Well, I'm fortunate that we get to do quite a bit of professional development. So I went to the International Downtown Association conference last fall in San Antonio, and we definitely do travel and compare ourselves to other places.
Yeah.
And like Missoula, Helena, Bozeman, Billings are just finishing up master plans for their city centers. Nationally, trends are people want to live downtown. People are moving back into the urban core. They're interested in biking, walking, busing, and not always driving a vehicle. Transit services are rising across the country in city centers. People are looking at Missoula for how to implement zero-fare transit services. That's been a really amazing model that's put Missoula on the map. You're seeing motor scooters coming into downtowns in other communities. So I'm anticipating that we'll see that in Missoula in the near future. Bike share is important. People do shop online. That is having an impact on city center retail and small mom and pop stores. But people are also still wanting and craving that personal experience. They love to shop when they're on vacation. Tourism is growing in Montana, growing in Missoula, so we're seeing more tourists and more investment in tourist services. More businesses are really looking at more experiential type of shopping and entertainment instead of just sort of that standard in and out kind of experience. So those are some of the trends that are happening across the country and around the world.
The Missoula Downtown Association, well, it's called an association for a reason. You have to have membership, and membership is typically downtown merchants by and large. Is that kind of a recruiting thing you have to do? Somebody moves in and they just can't wait to join the Missoula Downtown Association? Or what if I'm to join the Missoula Downtown Association? What are some of the benefits of that? What do I get?
So membership is really about supporting what happens downtown. If you care about downtown, if you live in Missoula, if you have a business in Missoula, the health and well-being of downtown impacts you. We offer a variety of different benefits. You get on our website, you get in the guide to Downtown Missoula, you get our weekly and monthly news, you get discounts on Cares Park rentals. You get to participate in our networking socials. You get to participate in our gift card program. You get to participate in our group marketing, and you're in the know, and you can be on a committee and you can be on a board. But that's just one area that we focus on. We have 550 members. About a third of them are physically located outside of downtown. The rest of them are in the downtown core. We have members of all kinds. So we have retail, food and beverage, office, businesses, professional services, nonprofits, university offices. Membership has grown in my time from about 150 members to about 550 members. We have a dedicated staff member who focuses on membership recruitment, retention, and benefits. She also does a number of our community events that we do. We have community events. We have membership events. Between the two of them, we're doing about 65 events a year. So there's lots of benefits to membership. But there's 2 reasons you join. You join because you want benefits of membership, or you join because you support what the organization is doing for the community. And we have both of those. And then our business improvement district, we have 650 property owners that are paying into our pool of funds to do common area maintenance and management. And so, we have that going on. And right now we're working on renewal of the Business Improvement District, which is a petitioning process of all the property owners. And then we have about 150 individuals in the community that support our foundation because they believe in the things that we're doing, and they want to help fund some of the improvement projects like wayfinding and our holiday decor and electrical system that goes with that, and flower basket expansion and banner expansion and public art. So those are things that we invest in through the foundation. So there's all different kinds of reasons that you would want to be engaged. We also, through our events, bring in about 350 volunteers annually to come participate in our activities downtown. As I said earlier, we do Garden City Brew Fest.
Sure.
We do River City Roots Festival. Our Out to Lunch program's been going on since 1986. We have the International Choral Festival this year. Our Downtown Tonight program has grown and exploded over the years. So lots of different reasons to engage with what's happening downtown.
And all those members, of course, each and every one of them has an opinion. Each and every one of them probably likes to share a little feedback with the Missoula Downtown Association. Do you find most of that pretty constructive?
Yes, for sure. And, downtown belongs to everybody. And we all have different ideas about what makes a vibrant, healthy downtown. That's what's been so fun about this master plan process.
Yeah.
We've had so many people provide their ideas and input, and we take best practices, and we marry that with what people want in their community, and we come out with a comprehensive strategy, that everybody has something in it that they like. So I want to invite you and everybody in the community to come to the presentation of the draft plan, which is coming up on Wednesday, May 22nd. It's at 5:30 p.m. here at the Wilma. I have some invitations here.
Oh, good.
For
okay,
you
thank you. Yeah.
with some of the details.
I was frantically trying to write it down, and you got it right there in front of me.
We will roll out the draft plan to the community, and then we have a bunch of stakeholder meetings while our consulting team is here. And one of the cool things is we have Victor Dover, who is the principal with Dover Cole & Partners, who will be giving a 30-minute talk on, what makes a great downtown.
All right. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. We'll get that up on all of our social media sites and run some public service announcements and things like that, because that's a big deal. That's a good one. Special thank you to some of Diane Beck's marketing partners here on Missoula Real Estate Today. That is presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. And marketing partners include Rob Fleming with Man Mortgage, Miles Link of Opportunity Bank of Montana, and Carol Blodgett from MakeItMissoula.com. Linda McCarthy, Executive Director, Missoula Downtown Association, our guest. Believe it or not, we're down to about 2 minutes here. Have I missed anything, or is there anything, Linda, besides some of the other things you mentioned, and anything you want to plug, promote, cheer about? I haven't even asked you about your staff yet, I'm sorry to say.
Well, my staff's amazing, and they do really good work. 2 things. We've started the Unseen Missoula program, so we have guided walking tours downtown. You can sign up on our website at MissoulaDowntown.com. We're doing 2 tours every week, and you get to go to places that you haven't seen before. So it's been really fun to do that.
Such as, can you give me an example?
Have you been in the Hammond Arcade building?
I have.
In the basement? You
have
probably
not.
have.
No, I have not been in the...
so you can see some of the tunnels.
Yeah, yeah.
And
why have I not done that? I lived here all my life. I have not done that. I got to get that down on the list.
So the popular tour is basements and back alleys. And then you haven't asked me about parking. Everybody always wants to talk about parking. So I want to give a shout out to some of the new parking that we've developed. The Park Place Garage is, one of the catalytic projects. We have 2 floors of new parking in the Rome parking structure. We have these really amazing meters that, you can park anywhere you want and pay with any meter that you want. We have the Passport app that everybody loves and is using. And I want to remind you that the first hour is always free in the parking garages. That's Park Place on Front Street and Central Park on Main Street.
Linda McCarthy, Executive Director of the Missoula Downtown Association on Missoula Real Estate Today. I'm sure glad you came in. It was nice seeing you again. And
Good to see you too.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for listening to Missoula Real Estate Today. We hope you found this morning's information to be helpful. If you have any suggested topics for any future Missoula Real Estate Today programs, or any questions about buying or selling, contact Diane Beck with Windermere Real Estate. Email dianebeck@realtor.com or visit her website, homesinmissoula.com. That's homesinmissoula.com. We'll see you next time on Missoula Real Estate Today.